Good morning. My name is Christine Yerkes of Yerkes South and Advanced Roofing Joint Venture. Today, we're here to talk to you about our reliable roofing services for the U.S. Air Force. We're going to talk about our company, why work with us, meet with our team, capabilities, calls, some pain points for procuring roofing services, enterprise contracting, some examples, asset management, and of course, takeaways and questions and answers. And here I'm going to take a moment to tell you a little bit about myself and why we're talking to you today. I'm retired Navy, commander in the Civil Engineer Corps, worked for the Navy for 23 years, worked for the Corps as a resident engineer and administrative contracting officer at Eglin Air Force Base. So I know the Air Force quite well. Retired, became a contractor, also a professional engineer, and now we're working commercial services and design build. 3 years ago, we met a company named Advanced Roofing Incorporated and spoke with them, liked their family philosophy, and now we are an official joint venture. Next slide. What we do. As the joint venture, we're commercial roofing, repairs, maintenance, and that list basically, solar energy. Where we work is mostly the Southeast right now. Next. About us. What we like to say is our federal contracting knowledge plus unmatching roofing experience and resources equal an exceptional joint venture. And we're going to illustrate that quickly. We are a legal joint venture under SBA All Small Mentor Protege Program. Advanced Roofing is a large company, so the Mentor Protege Program is extremely important to us. As you can see, those are our services, and we are 8A, Hub Zone, Service Disabled, SBA Self-Certified, and Veterans Administration Certified Veteran Enterprise, and woman-owned business. And recently found out we are an 8A awardee under the new R3M, I can never say that, contract. And because we are an 8A awardee, we can also compete with only 8A awardees under this particular contract. And there's our contract number. We're certified 8A, as I mentioned previously, so we are eligible for sole source projects under $4 million as well. Managing member, myself, Yerkes South, retired military engineer, as I mentioned, and contracting officer. Our contract manager is retired Air Force contracting officer. And our JV member, as I mentioned, Advanced Roofing, has 37 years of experience. They have vast amounts of folks, 400 plus, huge inventory of in-house equipment, and they perform not only roofing services, but all the related services like HVAC, solar, energy, and electrical. And as I mentioned previously, we have every single set aside that you could possibly need. Next. And our clients, we have a varied list of clients, many of them DoD, including, of course, the Air Force. We are at Eglin Air Force Base. That's our primary project office. We've worked at Tyndall recently. We've worked with NASA and at Patrick Air Force Base. Some brief examples. 2017, we did respond to hurricane over in Jacksonville. However, one of our largest projects is Hurricane Michael, the emergency intermediate roofing. That was in October, right after Hurricane Michael. We did $2 million worth of structural assessments and provided dry-in services for 17 buildings in less than 2 months. Again, we performed structural repairs, so it was safe for our workers to be up on top of the roofs, and then provided TPO and EPDM temporary roofing. We also repaired the fitness center. We've done HVAC work at NES Pensacola, Patrick Air Force Base. We've worked on magazines and lightning protection, and again, more HVAC work in Columbus Air Force Base. So we know the Air Force. Here's some pictures. To the left, you can see Mayport, the solar and the roof, Jacksonville down to the left, and to the right is a project we're currently working as a joint venture for the GSA building in downtown Jacksonville. Doing a complete re-roof and lightning protection reinstall. And here's our team. You can see me on the left. I am a professional engineer, CEO of Yerkes South, managing member of this joint venture. And I had already mentioned my background, so I won't go into that again. My partner next to me is member, actually, Rob Pernarens. He's the CEO of Advanced Roofing. He established the company in 1983, has an incredible principled outlook on life. He is there for his customers. And that was the most impressive thing, I think, when I met him for the very first time. Russell Jones is the president of Yerkes South, 46 years, federal government contractor, Vietnam veteran, Bronze Star recipient, Combat V, which we all know is quite impressive. He's also a mechanical engineer, highly educated and very involved in the Society of American Military Engineers. Steve, in the center, he works for Advanced Roofing as the Director of Government Services. And as you can see, he has 30 years of commercial roofing experience, design, asset management, planning expertise, and knows the manufacturers quite well. And to our right is contract manager Cindy Martin. We were lucky to be able to bring her into our team, retired Air Force contracting officer for 25 years, 40 years of total federal and private contract experience, DIAWEA level 3 certified, which the contracting officers will understand what that is. Very involved in the Society of American Engineers, has worked for Trimco Roofing, extensive knowledge in the FAR and DFAR, MBA, and is just an amazing asset for our company. Next is Rob Canaris, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about Advanced Roofing.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. I see we got a really big crowd here. Some impressive people on this Zoom meeting. We've been doing a lot of Zooms, as you can imagine, in the last 90 days, and we're getting a little better at it. I'd like to share why we chose Yerkes South. We interviewed several minority contractors, and me personally, I love mentoring. I do it to high school kids. I do it to MBA students. And when I can give back my, I don't want to say how many years, I've had advanced roofing for 37 years, but I was in the roofing since high school and college. So that's my background. But when I met Yerkes, their team and what they've done totally impressed me. It wasn't even close. So we selected them, and we're having a very good relationship, very successful. Hurricane repairs, we all know how difficult. Usually we get to plan. We're very good at planning jobs. We, pre-plan, we plan, and then we execute the plan. In hurricanes, you don't have that luxury. Everybody's, here's your work order, get there tomorrow. Why aren't you there? And that's the best example, I think, that would make me comfortable if I was in your shoes and had to select a contractor to do roofing. It's such a detailed oriented, we specialize. 95% of our business is re-roofing occupied buildings. So we know what it takes. And then to do that in a short period of time through that hurricane was very productive. We learned about each other very quickly, and it's a rock solid joint venture, and proud to be to say that Yerkes South is our partner. So some of the things that we do besides roofing, we do HVAC, we have a crane, sheet metal, we own our own roll-off equipment. We have more equipment than any contractor in the nation. We have tower cranes, we have 75-ton hydros, so we own more equipment than anybody, our own roll-offs. Back in 2007, we got into the solar business, and we do rooftop solar, carports, solar thermal. We're top 50 in the country, the largest rooftop in the state of Florida, and the same with the roofing business as well. We have emergency response. We have over 55 trucks on the road every day just doing regular service. All our men are trained. The biggest thing, you can have a service division, but if you don't spend money in training them on finding leaks, on a proper repair, proper material, then you're not going to succeed. And we spend a lot of money on training. We spend a lot of money on training for safety. We have a 0.64 modification. That means we're 36% better than a company of my size in my industry. And we work on that. That's not by accident. We have a full safety division with a safety director, and we're constantly doing toolbox safety talks and constantly spending money on training. Same with quality control. We have a quality control team larger than any other company in the country. And our director came from contracting. Then he worked for Johns Manville for 4 years as a quality control inspector. And then he came on with us, and he's taken us, even as good as we thought we are constantly getting better and better. Most of our warranty work, we get 10 out of 10 from manufacturers. So that's shows what we invested in, and you can be assured that you would get a quality roof and you would be hassle free, and you know, and get the warranties that you set out to. So I'd like to mention also bonding capability. We have a 50 million single, 150 million aggregate. Never had a claim in 37 years on my bond. I think that speaks a lot for who we are. Our financial strength is very, very strong. Next slide, Bill. You know, some of the things, and these are just a few of the awards. You know, every job we treat it like we're going to go for an award. So if we're doing a building for the Air Force for your building, we're going to treat it the same as some of these other jobs that we got for workmanship, and we're proud of it. You know, I think it's important when your company is able to do the quality work that we do, that we submit for awards, and we've won many awards. It's a small sample of the awards that we have won. And again, I'll go back to the re-roofing and replacement. 95% of our business is re-roofing occupied buildings. What does that mean to you? We're going to protect that building from rainstorms, from anything, for safety, trip hazards, make sure nobody's walking in our work area. You know, the safety setup, we always have a safety specific job plan on every job. Safety director comes out, assesses, and we could do that. And that's one of the things that separates us. And the craftsmanship, what we do in training is unbelievable. I'm really proud of my sons. I have twin boys in the business. They're 36. My one son, Kevin, initiated a apprenticeship program, a 3-year apprenticeship program for roofing. It's now in its 6th year, and we've trained over 200 new entries into the industry on how to do a roof properly with quality. We have emergency leak service, and the best thing is really the hurricane and disaster relief. When you have a relationship with a contractor after you do a roof and a hurricane hits or a national disaster, and you can pick up the owner's cell phone number. My cell phone is 954-275-8245, and you call me and you say, hey, Rob, you know, it's not your roof, because I know it wouldn't be, but if it's another roof that the other roofer did, we would be out there, and I can assure you we have enough manpower to handle that. I'm a founding member of Roof Connect. I had a vision many years ago, about 15 years ago, that if we can have a national organization of privately held companies to service national accounts, then that would be a good thing. So I'm the founding member. I'm presently still on the board. I just recently got reelected for another 3-year term. What is Roof Connect? We have more than 12,000 workers available nationally. We have approximately 70 companies and about 120 locations. We have a Roof Connect member in every metropolitan city in the United States, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii. So if a hurricane hits in Florida, I'm able to draw on these resources to bring them in, not only the laborers, but I can bring in management, project managers, construction managers. And this is where Yerkes and us, we really shine together. They were able to put some management together, and we use their management. We use one of ours, but they really did the heavy lifting. We got the labor, we got the equipment and materials. So, you know, I think you'd make a good, safe choice letting us bid your work, and even better than that, working with us. You'll enjoy it. Next up is Cindy Martin, and we'll let her take over from here.
Thank you, Rob. Hi, my name is Cindy Martin. I'm a retired contracting officer. I spent over 25 plus years in the Air Force and the Air National Guard, and to procurement of commodities and as well as conversion of F-16 aircraft engines. Basically in 2006, I decided that I wanted to retire and look on the private sector side. And I went to work for a global contractor, Toll Test Incorporated out of Maumee, Ohio, which completed a lot of work for the Air Force around the world. And I was able to manage a lot of huge IDIQ type enterprise contracts, the HERT contract, the work contract, and some other smaller type IDIQ contracts. Learned a lot from jumping the other side of the fence, as they may say. But I learned a lot from those folks. And then in 2011, I went to Trumco Roofing, which Advanced Roofing is a certified installer for Trumco products. And while at Trumco, I was able to establish a program with the mentor, a mentoring program with the MBA center out of Washington, D.C., to take small companies like Yerkes and put them in a training program with Trumco to become certified installers. 2013, I left Trumco and went to work as the director of federal procurement for a small women-owned small business out of Indiana, and was able to help them attain their 8A certification. And in 2012, I was able to start my own consulting firm, which I do on the side. And that's how I met Christine with Yerkes and Rusty, and was able to develop that relationship. So basically, from my background, a lot of the frustrations that I have seen over the years with these enterprise contracts is the first one is lack of follow-up and communication and outstanding projects or open projects where the contractors just don't follow up. And I think the solution that you would see with the joint venture is the dedication between Christine and Steve, and also with Rob, you know, especially giving his phone number out. That's a direct line to where if you're running into problems, you can make that call and know that somebody's going to answer and help you out. The other thing with the enterprise contracts, long wait times to complete projects. In this case, there's a lot of in-house resources, not only for labor, but a lot of equipment. So we're not waiting for, you know, equipment to arrive on site. You know, we've got in-house scheduling. We hold progress meetings weekly. We've got cloud-based resources and documentation that we have availability right on the project site. Poor workmanship, you're not going to see that with this joint venture. And that's what I've seen in the past with underneath these enterprise contracts. The joint venture, as you saw before, a lot of high accolades for the work that Advance has done, and Yerkes also for the work that they've done. They've had some great CPARS ratings that the government has provided. Long distance to provide services, what you'll see is a lot of times contractors from around the country will bid these jobs. And it takes away from the local area, the local community. But what you find with the joint venture, and especially being accessible here in the Southeast, we have roofers and capability right in every backyard. We have the ability to mobilize quickly in one day. Warranty response, I don't think you're going to have any problems with that. And that has been an issue in the past where a lot of these contractors from around the country have won the work, but when it comes time to responding to a warranty issue, they may be up in Seattle, Washington, and you're down at Eglin Air Force Base, and there's no way that they can respond back in 4 hours or even 24 hours. So again, the joint venture brings that asset management tool to you. And the other thing that I have seen underneath these large IDIQ contracts is that we have a tendency to award multiple companies, 10 to 20. And what happens after a number of the years, contractors stop bidding because they're not competitive. And it seems like we're dealing with just maybe one or two companies, and pricing starts to become an issue. You can be assured that the pricing that the joint venture provides is always going to be competitive. That's what we focus on, is giving our best value to the client. And again, we're here, we're able to provide you, and even underneath the enterprise contracts, you know, with the set-asides for 8A, there's that opportunity to promote and provide 8A sole source. So I want you to think about that and let us know what we can do to help you meet your needs and to make this contract success for your agency. Next up is Steve Shane, and he's going to talk about roof maintenance for you.
Thank you, Cindy. Before I continue on with the presentation, I want to just reiterate our gratitude for those joining us today, and also, more importantly, for your service to our country. I grew up in the military. My dad was in the Air Force for 24 years, and I've had the opportunity to live all over the world in military installations, one of which is actually Tyndall Air Force Base here in the Southeast region. So from a personal standpoint, I'm very excited about this opportunity, and I'm very excited to show you the capabilities of our joint venture and how we can support all the assets within your installations in the Southeast region. My background is in consulting, and I've done a lot of very large asset management projects that are logistically challenging all over. So I have an understanding not only from the contracting officer standpoint, but also from the facility manager's standpoint. You know, you have a lot of assets. Sometimes it's overwhelming. And I just want to let you know that we're here to support that, and we have the capabilities to really make this an effective contract for you. But when we talk about building assets, you know, we in the industry really look at roofing as like a fifth wall. And that fifth wall is by far the most important component in your building asset. And when we talk about the issues that occur, I, with a design background, typically go back to really the initial design. If you have a poor design, the chance of having a successful long-term roof is really limited. And you can have the best design in the world, but if you don't have the contractor that is qualified and capable of installing it, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. And oftentimes we go out and we see brand new roofs. We see 2 to 3 year old roofs that were poorly installed. All good intentions of the initial design were missed, and the contractor that installed it really didn't have the capability to provide the quality requirements of that system. And I think, you know, in Rob's discussion, I mean, we have our own quality control inspectors. The training that we go through as a company is exceptional. So again, you know, we're confident in our capabilities, not only to provide any type of design assistance, but from an installation standpoint, you can rest assured that our guys are qualified and we have the backers to make sure that it's going down right. You know, some of the other issues obviously that lead to leaks, you know, in a lot of cases, it's really not even the roof that's the problem. We've got HVAC equipment that may be leaking or backing up or ill-maintained. Skylights were, you know, may have been damaged from a prior storm, or there's seals that are broken. But when we talk about the roof systems itself, the biggest problem is lack of maintenance due to the out of sight, out of mind, you know, philosophy. And that's unfortunate, but you know, it's a reality. And we're here to say that, you know, roof maintenance plays a key issue in the long-term performance of a roof. There have been numbers of case studies out there on the costs associated with reactive versus proactive management strategies. And, in my eyes, 25 cents a foot is generous. I think it's could easily be double that when you think about, how those reactive decisions are being made. Decisions that are, a result of a roof leak or a result of a failed component within that roof. You're calling a contractor to come out and really focus on the water intrusion element of this building, instead of having somebody go up and not only look at the water intrusion that is ongoing, but also what components in our roof system actually are beginning to fail and what it's going to take to bring that up to a manageable level. And those strategies are evident in a proactive management strategy where, you're fulfilling the manufacturer's requirements of doing biannual inspections. During those inspections, general housekeeping and normal maintenance items are addressed to really maximize that initial value that you've put into that roof system. And what do we do as a company? We are very aggressive in the implementation of roof asset management programs with our clients. We know that proactive management strategies are going to maximize their initial investment. And what we have done is we've really gone outside of the norm of the industry as a company, and we've embraced technology. Rob and Advanced Roofing, we've actually developed a proprietary cloud-based roof asset management system that really provides our clients with the ability to generate and gather data on a long-term basis. And what that does is it allows us as roof asset managers and facilities managers the ability to make decisions based on data as opposed to reactionary conditions that are occurring on these roofs. And why is that important? Well, if all of our predecessors in the facility management world would have had information to pass on to the next person, and we know that in the military, this happens all the time. So having a cloud-based, ongoing information generating and gathering system is extremely important in our eyes. And, when we get involved and with the Yerkes joint agreement that we have, when we look at a building, your building is actually automatically going into our system. But to take that to the next level of creating an asset management plan is very important. Bottom line, and one of my colleagues used to always say, you don't know what you have if you don't know what you have. So how can you manage something that you don't know? How many buildings do you have? How many roof sections do you have? What kind of roof sections do you have? And what are the conditions of those roofs is all important in the whole management philosophy. So with that being said, again, at Advanced, we utilize Advanced Access. It is a commercial roof asset management program that is an extremely effective tool for facility managers to be able to go into their dashboard to answer the questions that upper officers may have pertaining to why we're spending money at a particular facility. That platform has the ability to store this information in mass volumes, warranties, past spec documents, past inspection information, all ending in a report, whether it be an inspection report, whether it be used as a tool for budgeting, for tracking repairs, but also in our joint ventureship, we would like to be able to utilize it from a dispatching of services so that your people aren't going and trying to find numbers to call. They won't necessarily have to call Rob. Within this web-based access, you can click on the dispatch button and instantaneously get information on when that service call will be made. So we're excited about this opportunity. Would you like to play a quick video on our assets management?
This is Nicole. She is a property manager for 20 commercial buildings in the area. But Nicole is in over her head, literally, with roofing issues. She's spending most of her time coordinating maintenance and repairs, analyzing reports, and budgeting for future projects, all while frantically searching for her roof's important documents when issues arise. And to complicate matters, all of Nicole's properties have different roof systems and life cycles, making routine asset management nearly impossible. Nicole was feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, trying to manage all of her roofs using different paper forms and spreadsheets, when she heard about the Advanced Access Roof Asset Management Portal from Advanced Roofing, Inc. In business since 1983, Advanced Roofing, Inc. is ranked as the #1 commercial roofing company in Florida by Roofing Contractor magazine and specializes in roof replacements, repairs, and maintenance services for occupied buildings in Florida. Advanced Roofing implemented the Advanced Access Roof Asset Management Portal to help its customers achieve the maximum life cycle from their roofing assets through preventative maintenance, while feeling safe and secure by having complete control over their roofs 24/7, 365 days a year. From any internet-ready device, Nicole can now view all of her roof's information in one location, dispatch service with the click of a button, track work orders in real time, see photos from repairs, view warranty documents, and build custom reports for budgeting. Everything she needs is uploaded to her customer portal seamlessly and can be viewed from anywhere, anytime, even from the beach. With Advanced Access, Nicole can now streamline her roofing projects for good, allowing her to concentrate on what matters most, ensuring a safe environment for her tenants and saving money for her properties. So, if you're a building owner or property manager with multiple buildings to care for, don't get overwhelmed. Get Advanced Access.
Again, we want to thank you for this opportunity. We are excited. And with that, I will turn it over back to Christine to close out our presentation. Thank you.
Key takeaways. Number one, thank you again for listening today. Mainly what we wanted to pass along is there's two ways to hire our joint venture. Of course, the R3M contract, which we're an 8A awardee. You can award us sole source through that contract, or you can hire us just directly, come to us as an 8A sole source, anything up to $4 million. We help you meet your small business goals. We're basically the golden goose, as somebody once called us. We have every single set aside there is, 8A, Hub Zone, Service Disabled, and Woman Owned. We're experienced. We know the federal government. We know the Air Force. We know the DOD, and we're easy to work with because both our company philosophies and our philosophy as a joint venture is we work for you. We work for the people that defend our country. So we always will give you a fair, reasonable price with outstanding quality and responsiveness. We're here for you. We're responsive to your needs, as I mentioned. We want to be there for you. And one of the unique things with the sole source contract is if you send us a scope of work, maybe it's not exactly what you really need, but it's what your folks in-house who may not know as much about roofing think they need. So we can help you with your scope of work and make sure that we get you the best quality, the best system for your needs. We can support all your roof asset management goals. My many years in the government, 20, 30 now, I hate to say it, we've always been reactive. It's time for us to be proactive. I know that all the services do asset management reports, but so many times there's not enough money to do the positive, proactive things. We are here, though, if funding allows, to help you with your roof asset management goals. We know how to do it. Advanced Roofing is exceptional at it, and we would love to help you with that goal of becoming proactive versus reactive. Now, if there are any questions, please send them on in. If you don't have any for this particular video, please email them to us anytime. We guarantee an answer within 24 hours and would be pleased to take any questions you might have. And this is how to contact us. Anytime, call Steve Shane. As you can see, that's his number. I can also tell you with today's environment where nobody picks up their cell phone, he has not missed one of my calls, which is quite impressive. I've called a lot. You can contact me anytime at my email. That is my office number. My cell phone number is directly linked to that one. If I don't pick up there, it goes right into my cell phone number. Jay Choi is our Small Business Administration 8A contact. Here is his email, and that is his phone number. We have a great relationship with him. He knows a great deal about our joint venture if you have any additional questions for him. But he's the one you would contact if you'd like to hire a sole source. And of course, we both have websites. And I do want to thank you for attending. The slide, of course, prompts me to say that, but real gratitude. It takes a great deal of time to look at these webinars and taking you away from immediate work that you might need to do. But we really appreciate it. We really appreciate the service to your country, whether you be civilian, active duty, reservist, it doesn't matter. Thank you for supporting all of us. Look forward to talking to you soon.